Hey guys, so after looking at the comments and messages I got, I get it, okay? The Last Worst Episodes video sucked. It was too unfair, too cynical, and just really poorly put. So, alright, I get it. And I completely redid how I do these. And this one will be probably a lot more respectable than the last one. But just keep in mind, this is all opinion. That's all what it comes down to, and you guys gotta realize what I hate, other people might like, and vice versa. So, in general, don't hate me for this. And let's not waste any more time. This is my top 5 least favorite episodes of My Little Pony Friendship is Magic Season 2. Number 5. Putting Your Hoof Down. Now, I can already hear you guys yelling, that's not a bad episode, and you're right, it isn't. In fact, it was actually a pretty memorable one. An episode dedicated to Fluttershy's alter ego fan named Flutterbitch is awesome. The new character Iron Will, who teaches Fluttershy assertiveness, is also pretty good. You can't go wrong with a kid show version of Mr. T. You just can't.
So don't give me no back talk! Now, you try.
But there's still a big issue I have with this episode. Once Fluttershy learns enough from Iron Will, she takes it too far and hurts the ones closest to her. This could have been a moral darker than most others, but they had to screw it up somewhere, and instead we get this.
Pinkie Pie doesn't blame you, nor do I. You just received some bad advice from that Iron Will character.
Yeah, he's the one that made you act super duper nasty.
Yeah, I hate to pull mother on you guys, but that's not how it works. You can't blame abusing skills taught to you by your teacher on your teacher. Especially when they work. No one's gonna fuck with Fluttershy now, not that you would have wanted to before, but still. That's like saying, someone teaches me how to use a gun. I kill someone with said gun, but according to this episode's logic, that's not my fault, that's my teacher's. On top of not letting Fluttershy take any responsibility for this, they turn Iron Will into the bad guy at the last minute.
We need 1 full day at least.
Shut up, fool!
Fluttershy is in no shape to deal with that creep.
Creep? He's doing what any logical person would be doing. He's collecting the pay he so rightfully deserves. And does she pay him? No, of course not. She sends him away because of his terrible lessons, which had nothing to do with how she treated her friends. How you choose to use what you've learned is your own damn decision, not Iron Will's. Fluttershy, you're my favorite character, but you need help outside an assertiveness seminar. So I guess the best way to sum this episode up, I give it an A+ on entertainment, but a solid F- on any kind of moral value. Number 4. Mystery on the Friendship Express. Just like Putting Your Hoof Down, this is not that bad of an episode. It's got the 6 main taking a cake to a competition in Canterlot. They're also joined by Donut Joe, some donkey no one cares about, and a griffin. A griffin? Back off, you flying fuck! So let's see, Pinkie Pie gets skeptic about the cake, afraid that the chefs might sabotage the whole thing. Gee, I wonder what's gonna happen. Oh yeah, the cake gets eaten by Fluttershy, Rainbow Dash, and Rarity. So unexpected. First time watching this, I figured all that out 5 minutes into this. I know there's no way to prove that, but I did. You know why? Because this is the most cliched mystery story ever. If I could even call it a mystery story. I knew it wouldn't be Applejack, she's the element of honesty. It wasn't Twilight because she's the one working with Pinkie Pie, and kids shows don't throw out that kind of twist, and it certainly wasn't the chefs because that would be pretty damn desperate. Especially coming from a great writer like Amy Keaton Rogers. If you're gonna write a mystery story, please just keep this in mind. The audience should not be smarter than the characters. There isn't even any payoff at the end. We get exactly what was expected, because it's not like he even fooled me for a second, and a moral that has already been taught to us, and might I say, better, in episode 9 of season 1. Don't assume things, because it makes an ass out of you and me. Now, despite all that, there are still plenty of good things about this episode. For one, those damn media references are amazing, and it's got some good lines. This one right here is one of my favorites.
So it was you! That pink hair came from your rainbow-colored mane!
I don't have pink in my mane, Pinkie.
So you're wearing a wig?
Ow! Cut it out!
Another thing I like is the dialogue. It all feels natural, all the characters stay true to themselves, especially Pinkie Pie, and they don't resort to forcing anything unusual just for the sake of the plot. Very much unlike my next choice. Number 3. It's About Time. In an episode where Twilight faces time travel and paradoxes, you think that would open up a lot of potential. Could Doctor Who's get a bigger role? Could Twilight go to Pony history or the future or something epic like that?
No.
Instead, Twilight gets visited by her future self, trying to warn her about something, but doesn't let her get a word out. This shouldn't be a problem for the smartest pony in Equestria. At least, that's how she's advertised. Not knowing that, though, I never would have guessed that Twilight's supposed to be smart, because in this episode, she is a complete idiot. The whole thing consists of her trying to prevent a disaster that's never going to happen, doing everything in her power. Which I guess is being stupid. She sees how she's supposed to look at the end. It's not that difficult. Break the time loop.
Oh no, this is the same main cut as future Twilight.
Great. It's hair. Fix it.
Doing things didn't work, not doing things didn't work, and I couldn't predict the future either, so I only had one other choice. Monitor everything.
You can do all that, but you can't figure out that the only reason you were visited by yourself was to prevent all this.
Aye!
Why did she just do that?
Nearly all the signs have come through. I haven't done a thing to prevent the catastrophe.
No shit.
Then there's only one solution. I'll just have to stop time.
Painful is the best way to describe this episode. I like Twilight, I really do. But taking away all her intellectual ability and common sense for the sake of having a plot is a terrible way to approach this idea. I mean, even Pinkie Pie could put 2 and 2 and 2 together, but God forbid Twilight be able to do that. The real stupidity comes in at the end, when she makes the same mistake she did trying to warn her past self, and then when she does figure out what the audience did 20 minutes ago, she has to spoon-feed it to us like we're idiots. Twilight, if your stupidity had a face, I would punch it. This may seem like nitpicking, but for the 3rd time, we are cheated out of a Twilight vs. Giant Monster battle. Now they're just taunting us. They're like, yeah, you want to see this? You know you do. We bet you do. Well, fuck you. You're going to watch Fluttershy handle the situation, and you're going to like it. And they're actually not wrong about that. Yeah, I probably could reverse nitpick this episode to my liking. I think the nod to the Metal Gear Solid franchise goes without saying. And the storing balls all over Equestria in case of an emergency. Oh my god. So I guess it's not all bad. Which is obvious because many people love this episode. And you're probably getting really mad at me right now, so let's just move on. Number 2. The Mysterious Ne'er-do-well. Now we get to the one everyone hates, and I mean everyone. It's pretty universally sound. No one likes this episode. And you know what? There is almost nothing left for me to talk about. This one has been ripped a new asshole on so many occasions by so many people. The story was predictable and cliched as hell. Rainbow Dash is at her worst. The characters only make wrong decisions. Everything has already been touched on. But there is one thing that I personally hate above everything else. Rainbow Dash performs all these heroic deeds for Ponyville. Obviously, they're going to give her some fame for that. So why does the 6th main think that's so wrong? I mean, they show up pretty quick to steal her spotlight, when in reality, Rainbow Dash is saving lives. I think that's jumping the gun a bit to humiliate your best friend for being a hero. I don't know about you guys, but whether or not Dash is in this for fame or not, she's doing something nice. No, not just nice. She's preventing ponies from dying or getting seriously injured. I think that warrants some kind of leeway to take in all that she's done. It's just like House. The guy may be an asshole, but he's saving your life. You're not in much of a position to judge, and it's the same thing here.
Gotta be kidding me.
About the looking cooler, yeah. The rest is true.
But the worst part, by far, was the ending, where Rainbow Dash has been taught the same lesson she's been taught several times before, and of course, doesn't learn anything. Instead, all we get is the middle finger salute from her. So you think, after all that, this seems like an episode that deserves a number 1 spot. Well, for as bad as it is, I can't quite say it's the worst, for 2 reasons. One, the dark superhero throwback the Ne'er-do-well brings is pretty cool. It doesn't make up for anything, but at the very least, it does give something back. The other reason was that this episode was already out when I saw it, and out of curiosity, I watched some reviews of it, one of which was from Paleo, who did a great job, but for the most part, none of the reviews had anything good to say. So going into this, I knew it was going to be bad, and when I watched it, it was bad, but it wasn't surprisingly bad or disappointing, it just lived up to the title as being a really bad episode. And, you know, when you're expecting that, all you can kind of do is laugh at it, like watching The Room or Plan 9 from Outer Space. So, bottom line, this episode is just god-awful. It's terrible. I can see why people call it the worst episode, but in my opinion, it's not as bad as the next one. And finally, number 1. Just like Ne'er-do-well, this one was already out when I saw it, But unlike that one, the reviews were telling me that this one was amazing, brilliant, probably the best one yet. And it didn't live up to a single thing that was said about it. So here it is, my least favorite episode of Season 2. Hearts and Hooves Day. Now, I know a lot of you probably disagree with me on this, but before you dislike my video, just please hear me out, because I'm not a rebel, I do have my reasons. So let's go down the line. First thing, it's a Cutie Mark Crusaders episode. Anyone who knows me knows I don't like the Cutie Mark Crusaders. They were annoying in the first season, and they're annoying now. They took a step in the right direction with Ponyville Confidential, but I still don't think they can carry an entire episode.
Too short, too tall, too clean, too smelly.
Come on, every pony, let's judge only based on looks and not bother to find anyone with a good personality. God damn it, Hasbro. Alright, second thing, Shirley. What I thought of her before was nothing. She blended into the background pretty well. And ironically, her first big episode being this one was the one that made me hate her, for reasons I'll get to in a sec. And lastly, there's Big Macintosh. Wait, what? Hey, I like Big Macintosh. That guy is a badass in his own right. He can make through an entire conversation with one-word answers. Why would I hate...
You're my schmoopy doopy sweetie weedy pony pie.
What you say? That you only did well, 'cause you did. What you say? That it's all for the best, 'cause it is.
Wow, way to take a great character and molest him. Now, to make this clear, I know that this is not the first time he's spoken more than one word at a time. That would be back in episode 4 of season 1. But for a guy that doesn't talk that much, he seemed pretty well spoken in his words. So what the fuck is this?
You're my cutie patootie, lovey-dovey honey bunny.
You're my hearty smarty smoochy woochy baby waity.
I'll tell you what it is, it's piss poor quality writing. Making Data sing or giving Rockbiter a family, and now turning Big Mac into a pansy. I cannot believe that this is what people have considered good. It's not, I'm not gonna lie, this is complete and utter shit. Oh, but look at Big Mac and Cheryl, aren't they so cute and funny together?
Yeah, blow the flower coming.
No, it's not. Well, it's not their fault, they were under a love poison. But see, that's the thing, there didn't need to be a love poison. Take away the Cutie Mark Crusaders and the love poison and just make an episode about Big Mac falling in love. The best kind of love stories are the ones that are simple, none of this end-of-the-world bullshit. If any of you are waiting around for me to say something positive about this episode, I got nothing. I'm sorry. I've watched this so many times. I've given it every possible chance I can give it. I've looked at every minor detail just to find something that everyone else can see that I can't. And what it all comes down to is a worthless episode. But just because I didn't find it cute does not mean that you guys still can't. Everything said was entirely my opinion and not meant to piss anyone off in the slightest. And if you guys still like these episodes, I'm just fine with that. So that concludes this list. I've gone through all the episodes I don't like, and I didn't have to use this, or this, or this. So thanks for watching.
Stereo. Class 0 respect.